Candidates are focusing on battleground states today. Donald Trump holding a rally in Pennsylvania, his fourth stop there in a month. He's expected to be back again next weekend. Kamala Harris has an event later tonight in Nevada, and this will be her 8th visit to the state in the past year and her 2nd visit to Las Vegas since launching her campaign. Well, artificial intelligence is working its way into this year's presidential election. Early in the race, we had a robocall that featured the artificially generated voice of President Joe Biden. And Google is planning to require political advertisements to clearly disclose if they use any synthetic material. But get this, they're not starting this until November. And remember, Election Day is November 5th. AI can convincingly create fake audio and visual content, often featuring high-profile people like the president, candidates, and celebrities. Elon Musk, owner of one of the most powerful social media platforms, X, has posted fake election content, including an AI-generated image of Vice President Kamala Harris wearing what appears to be a communist uniform, complete with hammer and sickle. In another post, Musk used AI to fake the president's voice. The Federal Election Commission is looking into ways to regulate AI in political ads, but right now there are no laws regulating such content, and companies like Google would have to regulate it voluntarily. Joining us for a closer look at how AI could impact the election is Patrick Dix, artificial intelligence and automation consultant for the Dix Consulting Group. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on Weekend Debrief. So this is not something to worry about next time or in the future. It's here, it's happening. How can voters tell if there is an AI-generated content or a piece of content in an ad or a post they see?
First of all, Alexis, I want to thank you for having me. How voters can tell when you have the robocalls that come to your home. Remember a couple of months ago, or it was a campaign, I can't remember the exact date. The campaign actually had President Joe Biden calling people's homes stating, hey, vote this time, vote at this place. Secondly, the images. We all know, I looked at the image that you had up, a vice president candidate, Vice President Kamala Harris. We all know she is not a communist, and the outfit that she had on is something she's never worn before. So what we all have to do is understand and realize if it's too good to be true, then it is. And lastly, if we think about the image that had, I can't remember her name off the top of my head. It was Taylor Swift. My bad. Sorry about that. Taylor Swift. Remember where she endorsed former President Donald Trump. Remember that image that came out. We all have to remember if these images come out and if you hear audio that is too good to be true, then it definitely is.
Yeah, I've seen so many things this election cycle where you have to go and then Google it and see, is this actually real? And in most cases, is not. Is there any way for broadcasters or any gatekeepers to know if AI content is used in a campaign ad if a campaign doesn't disclose it?
Currently, right now, there are no laws or regulations, but besides the laws and regulations, the state of Florida actually stated that if a certain percentage of the ad was generated with AI content, then it has to state that this political ad was generated using AI. As of right now, there is no state mandate, there is no federal law or mandate to help people understand and to also let you know that these types of images are being generated.
And going forward, does the federal government really need to step in and pass some legislation regarding AI content? Is that the best way to kind of police all of this?
Absolutely. The federal government must step in. Congress, the Senate, all chambers must all step in and pass a federal law to ban the use of AI in political ads. If we do not get ahead of what's about to happen, the consequences could be detrimental for the foreseeable future. That's why legislative action must happen, not just what from Florida's doing and what some other states are doing. It must happen as a federal law to ban the use of AI, any kind of robocall or any kind of ad that is being produced.
And we've seen pushback from creatives, from AI companies that this could put a chilling effect on the industry, stifle the creative environment. What is your response to that argument?
I don't like the pushback. Many people figure if you continuously push back, it might violate your First Amendment rights, but also they're thinking about the numbers and they're thinking about the money that can be generated when you're using AI. The pushback comes from those two things, thinking about violating your First Amendment rights and thinking about the money that they could potentially generate from using AI. We all must get everyone on board to help them understand if we allow AI to continually run rampant as it does and get into the wrong hands, again, the consequences can be detrimental to everyone that comes into contact with it. And as we were talking earlier about the ads, normal people or anyone cannot judge or understand what an AI ad looks like or a robocall. So if you hear a voice on the call, no, not on the call, if you hear a voice on the phone that's stating, hey, we know the election date is November the 5th. And I also want people to understand, I'll go back to that. You can look at the ballot before you actually go vote. Remember, look at the ballot, take the printout, and actually know what's on there. Because the robocall could say, hey, you know the election date is November the 5th. The polls close at this time. People have their phones in their hands right now, and they're looking at social media to get political information. So understand and know that the polls are 7 to 7, whatever state you may live in, and also take a look at the ballot before you go.
Absolutely. So important to double verify really everything here. Patrick Dix, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you again, Alexis. I appreciate you having me.